Hi guys, I'm back with another one. My name's Dami, I'm a fourth year medical student studying at King's College London. And in this video, I'm going to speak about how I got into medical school without making my offer. So I'm going to actually start this video speaking about results day from the previous admission cycle when I applied. So maybe you might want to watch that video first. In that video I just speak about how I got an offer for medicine from King's College London with a 595 UCAT. If you haven't watched that video and you don't want to watch it, for me to just summarize it for you, I got an offer, I didn't get in. So now it's results day and I'm thinking about what to do next. Alright, cool. So let's just start there. So yeah, on results day, it was crazy. The first time in my life I felt like I failed and I felt hopeless. I couldn't really do anything because the time for me to have done something was before I took my exam. I've done my exam now, so I felt like there was no way out. I kind of felt like, okay, I failed now, I need to accept it. And that isn't something that I'd experienced before, I hadn't really failed in life before, anything really, anything I'd ever applied for in life, in school, outside of school, I got it. So this was a shock to me, it was a shock to the system. Nothing can explain better how much of a shock to the system this was than what followed. Literally, I was in my house, I came home, I got my results, I literally I knew I have to reapply. That's what I knew, I was gonna reapply. I just didn't know if I was gonna get offered again, right? So I literally just went home, got my results, went in bed. I went in bed, and when I woke up I had a 40-degree fever, and obviously I even took a picture of myself. I was gonna record a video on the day and be like, oh yeah, work hard, don't let this happen again, remember how you feel. But I wasn't confident enough to make those videos, because I thought, let me not jinx it. If I never get in, I'm just watching this back, torturing myself. But I took a picture of myself because I was so sick, literally I couldn't move, I couldn't do anything. I turned red, I literally turned red. I'm gonna put a picture somewhere here, do you know what I mean? But anyway, so as you can tell, it really affected me. My teachers were trying to tell me to apply to not apply, but through clearing to go into these random science courses at these random universities that was even counting in UCAS points and stuff. And then when I looked at my grades and the UCAS points they wanted, I had double the points. But my teachers were trying to ship me off to anywhere. They just wanted to put on a system that I've gone to uni. And it was crazy because obviously I got into my insurance, but I didn't even tell them. I just said I'm not going to uni. So my teacher's trying to proper ship me off to all these random unis, and I was just nah. I didn't choose medicine overnight, so I'm not choosing something new overnight, kind of thing. And I was kind of at this point, I was just nah. I was defeated, bro. I was defeated. My head was gone. I wasn't in. I knew I wasn't in the place mentally to be making some life-changing decisions of I'm gonna go uni, I'm gonna do this. I just thought, best case for me, I'm just gonna take a break. I'm gonna think about what I'm gonna do. Cool. I contacted my school and I was like, I'm gonna be an external applicant, so I'm just gonna submit my UCAS through them, sit my exams there, but I'm not gonna go to school because obviously, or to my sixth form, because I wasn't doing enough exams for them to get funding for me to be a full-time student, because I wasn't gonna be in enough, do you get? So yeah, so I was just doing it from home, and I thought, alright, cool. So it was mid-August now. Obviously I failed, and I'm okay, so I looked through, me and my mom looked through some of the other courses. I saw stuff a couple of courses you can go, and then you can do a transfer after the second year to medicine, and one of them was St. George's, you can go there and you can transfer to medicine after the second or the third year, something. She was showing me that, and I was telling my mom, I don't know if I'm prepared to go to St. George's and get into I bet everyone wants to do that, innit? I don't really want to go there and get into a mad rat race with everyone and then be applying, hoping for that. Do you know what I'm saying? Nothing is guaranteed in it. And it was actually funny because at this point I didn't know what I was gonna do in it. And also, even though I knew I was gonna reapply, I always like to have a plan B. So I was kind of looking for what's my plan B if I reapply and it doesn't go through. I remember I was just looking at the St. George's website, because obviously this transfer thing, and I wrote St. George's into Google, and some medical school in Grenada came up, Grenada in the Caribbean, bro, came up, and I was looking at it and I was bro, this could be alright, I started thinking, hey, what should I apply there, kind of thing. Then I saw the fees, and I think they were a bit high, but yeah, it's just a bit of a funny story. I was actually thinking about doing that as well, but so now I need to book my UCAT. Booked it again for the first week. I think I booked it a random day in September. Then I was just moving it back with the aim of doing it the beginning of October, so same time as last year, right? Cool. Obviously, it's gonna be a grueling experience. I've done this already and I didn't do well, but at the same time, at the back of my head, I kind of felt last time I failed, well, to myself I failed because my aim was at least get 600 in it. I didn't really, as I said, I didn't have an aim. I just thought, let me get above 600. So in my essence, I failed, didn't it? I didn't get 600. So I was all right, they taught me last time. My personal statement had mistakes and I didn't get 600 in my UCAT or my UCAT, yeah. I was how bad can it be? Like, it doesn't really matter now. Do you know what I mean? I can just get the same thing again and they'll take me. Obviously, it's not good mentality to have in it. My head wasn't, as I said, my mental state was in a bin. Like, I just didn't want to do anything. Like, I was avoiding doing work in it because all these experiences I had, it made me feel like I can't do it. So I kind of avoided doing stuff. Do you know what I mean? Cool. Yeah, so in the back of my mind, I kind of felt like, yeah, I couldn't do any worse. So my mom was panicking. She signed me up to some like Kaplan course, and like the course was like, if you do all the questions, there's like some online lessons to watch. It's like if you do all the questions and you don't get like 650 or something like that, you can get your money back. We have to do all the questions in it. My mom was like, do all the questions. Like, make sure you do all the questions in it because they're basically saying you can't fail. I tell mom, yeah, I've done all the questions. Listen, like, it was like September-ish. Like, I was watching all my friends going to university. I was watching people celebrating, like, yeah, I'm going to university. They're packing their bags. They're happy they're going to a new place. Like, it was so hard for me, like, to do this UCAT, yeah, because everyone's like freshers, enjoying, turning up, celebrating, like enjoying the fruits of their labor. Do you know what I mean? And I was just there, and I had to get myself into a headspace of like, you need to do this, but like I couldn't, because in my head it was like, you shouldn't even be doing this, bro. You've done this already. Like, you shouldn't be doing this. You should be out there with your friends enjoying. Do you know what I mean? So it was like, it was proper. It was really, really hard for me to like. Focus. But I just knew my only problem was the verbal. So I sat down. I practiced a lot of that verbal reasoning. Obviously, not the truth or can't tell questions because I didn't go well last time, did it? I focused on like the new verbal reasoning questions, I call it. And then, yeah, like. The UCAT date came around, so I just practiced the verbal questions, and then I just like did a little bit of practice on other sections. But I'll be so honest, at that point, I wouldn't say I'd given up, but like I was trying to hit the gas, but there was nothing left. Like, I was so burnt out from like obviously all the stuff I was doing then, and it was so emotionally taxing. I couldn't even. I felt like I was going at 30%. You know what I'm trying to say? I couldn't even go in. Like, it was crazy, and I was kind of walking in there prepared to fail. Like, I was walking in there thinking, like, it is what it is, man. Like, do you know what I'm saying? Maybe this isn't for me, kind of thing. But anyway, so I went in there, just did the test. Like, I thought, personally, like, so I finished like the abstract reasoning, like, section, like, before the time was up, and I kind of thought this could mean I did really good, or this could mean I did really bad, because either I actually know it, or I think I know it and I don't. And obviously, because I haven't prepared that well or that much, I thought like, okay, I must have failed this. Came out the test. I did better than last time. Like, literally just did better than last time. I got like I can't remember what I actually got yet. But I got between like 610 and 620. So, do you know what I mean? I've done alright. Obviously for me, I was happy because I just wanted 600, and it was max. I was walking out and I looked at my paper, and I couldn't believe it because I was like, last year I worked so hard, and this year, like, I literally just I just kind of worked my technique from like that Kaplan course, and then, like I said, I worked in technique, but I didn't practice, and this test is all about practice. But yeah, anyways, I'm happy to take that. I just didn't care. I said last time I failed, didn't deserve it. This time, I did better. I probably didn't deserve it too, but you know what I mean, that's life. It evens out. Okay, cool. Obviously, not only am I retaking modular exams, I'm now doing my A-levels in more like what they call a longer span than 2 years. Do you know what I'm saying? I'm doing it like 3 years. There's a 3-year interval between my first and my last exam because I'm retaking. So now even more medical schools weren't going to let me apply. Like, I wasn't allowed to apply for them. So I was just like, oh my God, whatever, innit? Like, is what it is. Let me just apply to King's, because King's was like willing to have me last time. I emailed them saying, okay, I'm retaking. Do you accept retakes, kind of thing, for your extended medical degree program? And they were like, yeah, we do. I was like, fine. So I applied to King's and I applied to 3 other biomed places. I wasn't really trying to go to any of these. I was just thinking, King's, innit? Cool. Time was passing. I was having the same problems, yeah, that I was having with UCAT. I couldn't really, like, I was literally so like down on myself. Do you know what I mean? Time was passing. I was trying to like do some revision. I was trying to step on the gas, but like, I couldn't, because as I said to you, I was going on Snapchat, I was seeing my friends having fun. I like freshers and stuff, or university life generally, and like I wasn't there. So I was looking at these books and I was thinking, you've done this before, why are you even here? You know this, like, why are you even here? So that was really hard. Like, that went on probably from like from when I started, like Octoberish, Septemberish, not Octoberish, obviously after I sent off my application, until like definitely Christmas. Like by Christmas, I hadn't even done anything. All I've done is I applied for jobs because I was like, I need to get a job and I need to get some money. So I applied for jobs and it was giving me interviews, but like I was so like down on myself. I couldn't even like bring myself to go to the interview. So I was just getting interviews and missing them. Like it was crazy. Like, but anyway, like I went to Poland to visit my family for Christmas and stuff. I got an email from Kings, and I was kind of thinking, oh, what is this, man? Because like last time when I got interviewed, they let me know like February times or something. Let me know like no January times. They let me know. But this is literally like, they're messaging me on like the 27th or something, like, straight after Christmas. And I was thinking, what's going on? But they actually gave me an interview again, and the interview was a bit earlier this time. It was in January, and I was like, all right, cool. This is when the passion came back, like the spark. Like, okay, cool. You've got another chance, because I never knew. I didn't know. Do you know what I mean? All this time I was thinking the year before, this is kind of a fluke. Like, it's a mistake on their part. They shouldn't have given me anything. But now it's kind of showing me like, okay, cool. Like, you're actually a good applicant, kind of thing. Like, so you need to make this happen. Cool. So now I got to work in it. Like I was still working like 40-50% in it, but I didn't have that many exams, and I had a lot of time. Not to say I was doing it purposely, but as I told you, it's hard to like get back into it. I'm trying to say it's really like as hard as much as I tried, it's really hard to get back into it after like all this stuff. Because I'm saying to you, I've never failed anything in life yet, and this is the first time, so it felt crazy. Yeah, so I started like when I got back in January, I was like preparing for myself for my interview all over again, watching all these videos on YouTube, whatever. And obviously we didn't do practice at school. I didn't have any friends to practice with. My mum knew that like practice was like the important part, as did I. So she signed me up for this like course, innit? Like she signed me up for this course. I remember the course was like £100 or something, and to me that was so much money, because like I never paid for like educational stuff before, like until that point, innit? So I was just like, oh my god, like £100 kind of thing, like I'm paying to win, bro. This is mad. Like I'm paying to win. I can't believe I'm doing this, innit? But I'm not gonna lie, like my mum was telling me like, bro, it's £100, innit? Like, do you want to get in? Like, imagine if you don't get in because of £100. And I was like, don't worry, I'll go in it. So like, obviously I wanted to get the most of my money in it. So I prepared myself well for this interview practice. And obviously like, I think I had something, yeah, because obviously like I went to like a public school in it. So I was thinking like, obviously I'm good in comparison to my classmates in it. But I thought like this whole private school thing, I thought it's like, this is some pool of people and they're just way better than me in every way. Like I was kind of scared. I was thinking, these are the people I'm going to see there. Like I wonder what the interview skills are going to be like. I wonder what the levels are like. Listen, I went there, yeah. I swear down, I was the best guy there. Like I went there and I was looking around, and these lot were answering the questions, and I was like, I can't believe, yeah, this is who I'm up against. Like I can't believe this is how people answer questions. I was literally thinking like, no wonder Kings gave me an interview in 2 weeks, or gave me an offer within 2 weeks of my interview, because this is not levs. Like this is not. This is calm. Like I've made it. I was like, bro, I just gotta go there and say the same thing again. I'm gonna make it 100%. That's how I felt. Like that's literally how I felt. Like cool. And I'm someone that likes to dwell. I like to dwell in the past a lot. I've tried to stop, but I like to dwell in the past. Maybe that's why I couldn't get over my failure. But yeah, I was dwelling in the past a lot. So last time when I went to my interview at Kings, like I was thinking, oh, I should have said this, I should have said that, I should have said this, I should have said that. But it's hard because you're in the moment, you got 5 minutes to say it, you can't sit back and like think too much. You just gotta, you know what I'm saying, just lead with something, you know what I mean? So anyway, I was beating myself up about it, like, oh, I should have said this, I should have said that, to the fact of that I remembered all the questions and stuff, like, and what I should have said. So I went to this interview this year, and the questions were 99% the same. So bro, like I've just gone there, I said everything I said last year, plus the stuff I should have said that I wish I would have said, and it was getting crazy. Like this one, last one I said I thought I'd probably get in. This one I knew I was in. Like I knew I was in from when I left. Like the people that were like trained to give you like, they're meant to not give you any like feedback. Like they're not meant to like smile, like they're not meant to smile, they're not meant to like say good, they're just meant to like be there stiff-faced. These guys were smiling at me, nodding their head, shaking my hand at the end of the station saying good luck. I was like, yeah man, this is calm. Like I remember there was even one guy, so the first person you go to in it, obviously like I've been before, so I knew they're just gonna ask you like just basic questions in it, like why medicine, all of like, do you mean like they're gonna ask you like why medicine, like it's about yourself, do you know what I mean? Like just ask about yourself. This is what most interviews obviously do in it, because they need to know about you. That's where it usually starts. But I knew my heart of hearts, yeah. I knew like the first question is not why medicine, bro. The first question is, oh, you're right, like how was your journey in today? Like how was finding here? Like how did that go? And I knew, this is my plan in interviews. And I'm gonna do a video obviously about my interviews and stuff. But this was my plan in interviews. That's how I'm gonna lead it. And everything that I want to talk about, I'm gonna make them ask me. So I used to go to these sessions, they had for like prospective students, and like doctors used to speak and stuff, doctors used to speak and stuff about their job, and then what they did and what they liked about their job. So I just thought, cool, I come to this is at King's, this is something I should definitely mention in the interview. So when the guy asked me, so how was your journey into that? I was like, oh no, it was fine, I come here all the time. The guys looked at me like what's this guy on about? Why are you coming here? Like your prospective, you don't come here, do you know what I mean? And I was like, oh no, there's these sessions that they run for like prospective students, and doctors come and speak, and every Monday, Wednesday. And the guy was like, tell us about so tell me about the last one you went to. And obviously I'm not an idiot, but innit, because I knew I've said this, like I know you're gonna ask me this, bro. I'm ready for you, bro. So so like the guy's asking me, like, tell me about one that you saw recently. And I told him, so obviously it's on a Wednesday and this interview's on a Thursday, so I didn't go yesterday, but like I'll tell you about the most memorable one I went to. And obviously the day before, I've just literally like I've gone, and one of the ones that I liked, I searched the doctor's name on LinkedIn and stuff. Cool. So I was like, so I'm in the interview just pretending. I'm just like, my favorite one. There was like a man, like he was an Asian man. I can't remember his name. Like, then I just come out of his name, and I've told him, so he spoke about cancer, and he spoke about this, and it was really like a insightful talk, and so like I'm saying all this stuff and telling him all this stuff I'm doing and that. And imagine, like, this is running down the clock. Like, this is really running down the clock. But at the end of the day, he asked me. Do you know what I mean? I didn't ask to talk about this. He asked me about this. I'm telling him the answer. So anyway, this guy's really looking at me like this guy's the man. Like, this guy, like, he's doing a lot. So then obviously we moved on to the actual questions he had on his paper, and obviously he's got to get through them. But because of the way that took time, like 5 minutes, we're not going to get through the questions. Like, he asked me why medicine. I told him. He asked me about like my work experience, or like my commitments or whatever, like, or just more expanded on why medicine. And then I started telling him like I volunteer here and there. So obviously all I've told him in this is I come to King's for these lessons, why I want to do medicine, and my volunteering. And the session and the station is done because there's not enough time. This guy ran off the time talking about other stuff, and I know that's something that I spoke about that no one else has spoken about. So that's how I was able to kind of like gauge the interview and take it in my favor. Do you know what I'm trying to say? I knew like, I've got in, and then I've got another, like, I'm expecting another offer. Cool. So I went home now, revise. But at the same time, I'm telling you, I'm trying to put in the work, but it's crazy, like, it's not going in. But although I did change my strategy, I started doing a lot more questions, like look at my areas of weaknesses. But it's just the pure time and the pure effort. Like, I felt like I was yielding less. Like, I was putting in not more time. I was putting in a bit less time, I'd say. But I was putting in a lot less work. Like, it wasn't intense. Like, I wasn't able to hit the pedal. Like it was. I felt crazy. I just felt like I didn't have energy. I was in the library with my friend, and I got like an email, and I got an offer. So I was just like, alright, cool. I need to put in the work. Focused on my exam technique, like focused on all that stuff. But as I said, like, I was finding it so hard, innit? And like the pressure was crazy, and I was finding it hard, like, just because of, I don't know, man. I feel like me failing, like, really affected my pride, like, affected my belief in myself. So I found it really hard to, like, knuckle down and do the work. I was sitting in front of the book, but I found it so hard to, like, absorb this information. I was revising hard, and I was revising hard. Went to all my exams. So I didn't have to really perform much better. I had to change my C in economics to a B in economics, and I was like 10 UMS off. Like, it wasn't that deep. Biology, my course let me down a bit, but all I had to do was just retake like some of the B's, like, and get them to like quite high A's. But I thought, you know what, in GCSE I've got 100, in AS I've got like 95. I could do this again, man. This isn't crazy. Cool. So I was head screwed on revising. Came to my exams now. First economics went well. Second economics went well. First biology went really well. Second biology, I ran out of time because they added that essay, and every time they add these essays, I just ran out of time. Like, it was crazy because I knew the answer. I knew all the answers. I was running out of time like crazy. Like, I was even thinking, like, how do people complete this in this set of time? And like thinking about it, like think about it logically. I'm thinking, alright, so I did really bad in the verbal reasoning. I've always been bad at English. I'm always running out of time on my essay subjects. I was thinking, it only took me to like now in my 4th year of medicine, yeah. Like someone said, hey bro, go have a dyslexia test. Like, why don't you go have a dyslexia test? I went in and I applied for like, and obviously there's COVID now, and I applied for like some dyslexia test, and then them not gave me some screening form to do beforehand because they don't just test everyone. I've done the screening form because of tier 4 and that, like they can't give you a face-to-face assessment in it, but they were like, don't worry bro, the screening form is so bad, we'll give you the extra time. So anyway, yeah man, so it was crazy. Like anyway, results, they came around and I was proper, I was like, economics, yeah, is in the bag, innit, it's in the bag. Biology, like that last exam, like as I said, man, I performed so good in the whole test, yeah, right up to the essay, but I ran out of time. Like I think I ran out of time even more than last time, so I was really nervous. I was like, oh come on man, like, this needs to be an A. Anyway, results, they came. Last year I said I was nervous, this year I was more nervous. I did it all night, I couldn't sleep, like, I could not sleep, yeah, like I couldn't get to bed, so all night I stayed up. I went on track at 8 a.m. It was empty, like there was no decisions. They literally just said we're waiting for a response from your uni. So I was like, what? Like this is not good. I went to school, like no one was celebrating with me. None of the teachers ran out to me, so I was like, oh my god, I failed again. Like hopefully I can remark it. That's the first thing I thought, let me remark it. Then I got my results. I drove to like Surrey Keys car park, Tesco. Yeah, I wanted to be my own, bro. I wanted to be my own, innit? So I just went to the car park, I opened it, and I saw BBB. I was like, oh my god, I've done better, but I've missed it again. In that like biology one, yeah, like it was mad. Like I didn't get my grade in it. Like the first one I got an A. The second one I did look worse than last time. Last time I got a B. This one I got a C. I was like, oh my god. Like I think not going to school and running out of time and maybe not doing, yeah, like not getting guidance on how to write that essay at the end, innit? Because like it's an essay, innit? It's not just like a tick box question, and maybe if I went to school, innit, I could have had, they could have given me help with that, innit? But so yeah, I was just there like, oh my god, I haven't got grades again. And at that point I thought like, oh my god, what's going on? I was thinking, wait, let me go check my track, innit, because I don't know what's going on. So I checked my track and it now says my insurance has accepted me, but it doesn't say that Kings have rejected me. So I was just like, well, what's going on? Like, and I thought, cool, so like they must be trying to let me in or something, because last time they just rejected me at 8 o'clock, like, and it was like 11 o'clock now. I didn't want to come home, innit? I was in that car park for time, and I didn't want to come home. So I was there like, last time they rejected me straight, like, why would they not be rejecting me, kind of thing. Yeah, so anyway, I got an email later and it was saying like, yeah, you're a very good applicant, now your application is very strong, your interview was very strong, like, so like you didn't make all conditions of your offer, but like we still want you, so in the coming days we will tell you if there's a space, because they were basically saying a lot of people put like the extended medical degree program as like their insurance and stuff, and they might have got into their firm and their insurance, so obviously they're going to drop out of this one, so they're like, yeah, we could have a space for you, like we will update you in the coming days. And I was just thinking like, oh my god, like the coming days, like it's already Thursday. If you don't tell me tomorrow, then this weekend is gonna be long. Like I'm gonna be stressed out. Like, but the only thing that kept me going is because I said I went to them sessions where the doctors came to speak at King's College for the prospective students, right? So when I went to those sessions, I asked one of the women like, oh, so after like the interview stage, like what's it ranked on? Are you going back to the grades, or is it like just is everyone even, and you just go to like who has the best interview? And she was telling me like, oh, what happens is, say like after you get interviewed, they just rank it on who has the best interview and they get an offer. But say you don't get your grades now, they go back in time, so they go to like who had the better interview. If it's even, then they'll go back to your grades and so on. So I just knew that now I ain't got my grades, and now they're deciding between me and other people, it's based on interview. Do you know what I'm trying to say? It's gonna be based on the interview, and I knew I smashed that one. So I was like, listen, if they wanted to reject me, they could have rejected me, like, and I had nothing to say. But they've given me hope, so I hope that they're gonna let me in. I came home to my parents. Everyone was pissed off, and I had a year to do this, and but they didn't understand what was going on inside. You know what I'm trying to say? That I didn't have the strength to do it, like, with a belief in myself, or I don't even know what it was. I just didn't have the energy to do it. Yeah, like, so I went home. I just slept. Same thing as last year. I went home. I slept. Like, I literally slept. Yeah, I woke up at like midnight. I slept again. I woke up at like midday. I literally had food and I slept again, yeah. And I just woke up at like 7 p.m. or something. I saw I got an email from Kings, and by this point there was no more time for being nervous. No, I just said, listen, I'm open this, I don't care, I need to find out. And I just see, we're pleased to inform you that King's College has offered you a place to study the extended medical degree program. And I was like, oh my god, like the worst thing is people think you'd be celebrating, doing knee slides, all this stuff. No, all I did, I just felt relieved. I just went to my parents' room and I said, listen, I got in, and no one was even celebrating. Everyone was just like, why are you putting us through this, bro? You should have just got in, like. So yeah, I got in. I was so relieved. I was happy. Like, I couldn't even believe it. I thought it was a mistake, but obviously I just accepted it quickly. Whatever. Went back to bed for like 2 hours, and it was funny because it was one of my closest friend's birthday at the time, innit? And I hadn't even told her happy birthday or anything because I was just sleeping. But like, she was having a party, so I literally just slept for 1 more hour. I got dressed, and it was time to go party and celebrate, kind of thing. So yeah, that was a good night. But yeah, man. So that's literally what I'm trying to show you. It's a thing of like, a lot of people get into like this course in different ways. Like for me, I had 2 application cycles. I could have got in a mad way with crazy odds against me. Like my UCAT wasn't good the first time. The second time my UCAT wasn't great, and my grades aren't great. Do you know what I'm trying to say? Like, that didn't mean my offer, but it gave me a place. Do you know what I mean? And I feel like a lot of people, they count themselves out before they even apply, or they apply and they get some rejection and they count themselves out. Then by the time they get an interview or something, they wish they would have been prepared. So like, I feel like it's a thing of, you have to just keep going. You have to keep rolling with the punches. Like, whatever comes your way, you gotta just keep looking at it as if you're the best applicant. Like, just prepare as if they're gonna give you something. Because that's when you prepare as if like they're gonna give you something, like they're gonna give you an interview or an offer or whatever. That's when luck comes into play, innit? Because when good fortune meets preparation, innit? That's what you call luck. But yeah, as I said, that's my story anyway. It's funny, and even my story is crazy. I've got some other people coming on my channel. Their story is crazy than mine. Hang around, you won't want to miss it. And obviously, I can't just be here telling you about, oh, my interviews are so great and my interviews this, that. So obviously I'm gonna do some videos giving tips on like interviews and stuff like that, and obviously that kind of stuff I said and the way I approached it, that's gonna be coming soon as well. So I said, yeah man, so that's all that good stuff coming in it. So subscribe, in it. I'll see you in the next one.